Welcome to this video. My name is Eva, and in this video I give an update basically about my life and about something very specific, and that is governments, because I think that my opinion about governments has changed drastically. And I just learned so much in the past month that I really want to share, because I believe that it could help people so much. And I just came about this information some month ago, and I'm so grateful to know about it, so I want to share about it. So first of all, why governments? Basically, I always thought that governments are amazing. That in school I always had the feeling that I'm from Germany, so the German government is amazing, Germany is amazing, that we're like the rich nation and people want to go to Germany and all of that. So I was a little bit probably influenced by school, which is, in my opinion, favored for the government. And now in the past 2 years specifically, with this whole crisis situation that is going on, I changed my mindset about the government that we have today in Germany, but probably also in different countries. So what I mean with that, probably, if you follow my channel, you already know that I disagree with how the crisis situation was handled by the government in a very drastic way, and how it is especially handled now with all of this. In Germany, they think about making the jab obligatory and all of that, and for me that's just incredible, because it goes against human rights, and for me a government should never have the power to say something that goes really deep into your own body. I mean, the government should not have the right to say what I put in my body, because it is my responsibility, it is my choice, and the government should never interfere with that. So this is my stand, and I will always stand that way. And watching what is happening in Germany now, from a different point of view, because I'm currently in the Canary Islands, so I think I have a different perspective on Germany, because I think it's very different if you are in a certain country and you get every day, even if you don't watch the news, if you don't want to watch the news, still you get radio, you have in the car, in the bus station, and the train station, there's everywhere this news, and you cannot really escape. So I think I just have a different perspective than people who live in Germany and have every day this news every day. So my opinion about the German government is that I really have to say that, and I think I mentioned it when already in another video, is that for me the German government right now, there are for me some things that resemble of nationalism. I just say it like that. Of course I don't say it's exactly the way it was, and of course what happened back then was horrible. I really want to mention that what happened before and during the Second World War, of course, was really terrible. But I cannot stop thinking about it, that there are some lines that are similar for what the German government was doing back then and what it was doing right now. First of all, the manipulation. I mean, if you look at the news, I don't know, there's no plurality of opinions. It is just one opinion, and this is the opinion of the government, and this is the opinion of pro-jab, and this is just if you have to have different opinions, you have to talk about different opinions, and not just say, hey, these are the bad ones because they don't believe in the jab, for example. And that is not what I see in the news. Maybe it is like that, but I just don't see it. And also about the segregation that is happening right now. I mean, there's a huge segregation against the people who want to vaccinate, against the people who want to against who want to get the jab, and those who don't. And there's just this major segregation, and the government supports this segregation, I believe, by really putting out a lot of news that encourage people to create the separation. And I think this is just incredible, and this is what I believe happened in the beginning, also back then in 1938, 37 in Germany, and this is really, really frightening, I think. And I personally have a very pessimistic view about humans. I think that every human has the possibility to do really great things, but also really bad things. And I think that a way to enable people to really bad things is to put other people in a category and to dehumanize them, and to say, for example, people who don't want to take the jab, they're like in Germany, like you say, Querdenker, which basically means people who don't know, and you put them in a group like they're not logical thinking creatures. And for me, that's just, yeah, it's just crazy what is happening. And that's why I just believe that situations can change really fast. And I believe personally that it's important to just know that, maybe if you live in a certain country, that maybe it will not be your whole life amazing. Maybe there are certain things will come, and you will have to decide what will you do. Will you stay in your country and maybe not have any rights anymore, or will you go? Will you stay and fight or stay and wait, or will you go to a different country? And I definitely ask myself this question, what do I want to do? And for me personally, I don't want to stay in Germany if I don't have to. Maybe of course I want to visit my family, but I don't know how the government handles it. It's just not my cup of tea, I would say. So yeah, there's this question, what do people do? And unfortunately, I met this amazing person some month ago, and she explained me everything, what she's doing, because she also asked herself this question, and she decided also, I don't want to stay in a country, I don't want to fight, because in the end, of course, you can fight and protest, but if it's only you and the government says, okay, I don't care, go into prison, because you maybe say wrong things or something, then you have to go into prison, and it's very hard to protest against the government. So for me personally, I would just try to go in a different country. And my friend also thought about that, had the same idea, and she informed herself about a lot of different things, and has basically told me all of these things. So what I mean with that, it is possible to live in different countries, and actually it is amazing, because for tax reasons also, if you do it the right way, you can save incredible amounts of tax in a completely legal way. And yeah, this, like, for me, this opened a whole new world, that you don't have to stay in the country where you're born into. You don't have to live your whole life the way that your parents thought you should live or something, but you can actually really travel, and it's possible. And for me, that's amazing, because that's exactly what I want to do in the future, to live 6 months in this country, 6 months in this country, maybe 5 months in this country. And this is just super amazing what is possible. And she recommended me to read basically the blog, which is amazing, which I would highly recommend you, and that is taxfreetoday.point Switzerland. And another really amazing YouTube channel is Nomad Capitalist. It's an amazing YouTube channel which talks about all of that, because I just give you a short introduction into it, but it is really a whole new world to look into. And it basically talks about different things. One very important thing, the most important topic is go where you're treated best. And I completely agree with this philosophy, that you don't have to stay and suffer. For me, it was when I was back in Germany, I hated winter. I don't like it when it's cold. I don't like it when it's dark. And now I'm in the Canary Islands, and I love it. I mean, you have, not every day, but a lot of days you have 28 degrees, 25 degrees. I love it. It's amazing. So there's this quote, the grass is always greener on the other side, and I agree. Like, sometimes the grass is greener. For me, it was just the best idea to go and spend the winter time in the Canary Islands, for sure. So of course you have to be grateful for what you have, etc., but yeah, also have the courage to go to different places and to try out different ways of living as well, for sure. And this is just a really nice philosophy, and that this YouTube channel or this blog talk about. A different philosophy is also the flag theory, which basically means that you want to be more secure. So there are different areas, for example money, for example residency, for example so residency, where you want to live, where you want to have your money, maybe even investments, maybe school, etc., that you can put into different countries. Maybe if you have a company, it can be actually really beneficial if you put your company, for example, and that's what my friend is doing, into Iceland, because then you have to pay way lower tax than if you would, for example, in Germany. And this is just super interesting what is possible, and you want to do that. Why? Because if you, for example, have all your money, your investments, your job in one bank, for example, and this bank shuts down, or the government comes and say no, the bank is not correct to whatever we want, so we quit this bank, then you lose everything. So it's quite, I mean, it's the philosophy of not putting all your eggs in one basket. Let it be investment, but also let it be your life. And especially now in our life that is more globalized than ever, it's just, yeah, super interesting philosophy that I want to learn more about. And the philosophy also about taking responsibility for your life and not complaining every winter that it's getting cold and you hate the winter, but saying, okay, I go where I'm treated best, I go where it's more warm. Or maybe you are just angry because you have to pay so much tax in Germany, and the way of living is really expensive, to be honest, if you compare it to countries in Asia. And if you have a job online or you have a business online, you can make money in Germany, and then you can go to a country that is more cheap, and you can really enjoy life a lot more by working less. So yeah, it's just amazing what is possible once you get out of this mindset that you have to stay your whole life in a country or in a place where you grew up in, because this is not the case. And I don't say that some countries are better than Germany. I just say that different people have different things that are important for them. For me, quality of life is important, and freedom is important, and just people being out the door and outdoor activities is important. So for me, Germany is probably not the right place, and other countries are maybe better for me, but it doesn't mean that it's that Germany is not a bad country or something. So yeah, that is really cool. And also learning about tax and how you can minimize tax in a really legal way is super interesting. So I definitely want to, with this video, I just want to say, if you're in a very bad situation, because you don't want to get the jab, you want to be free, have more freedom, but you live in a country such as Germany and you just feel so much pressure and so much hate and so much segregation from other people and from the government, and you feel like it's a matrix and all of that, because I felt like that. And I got really depressed. I was really sad and really angry, but what helped me was to focus on what you can change, how you want to grow, have your own land and grow your own food, or what is probably better for me right now, to travel to different countries and hopefully escape a dictatorship. So just putting your focus on the things that you can change helped me so much to get out of this the sad place that I was in, of thinking that people are so easy to manipulate, and that everything can go wrong so easily. Just focus on the things that you can change, and that's what I want to do. I really want to learn more about that, learn more about the different tax systems, learn more about how I can do it. because it's what is possible is incredible, and I want to, yeah, I want to live my life to the fullest, and hopefully escape the system. So this is my update. Probably in the next years I will travel more or live in different countries. That's my dream, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Much love and see you soon. Well,